Hey everyone, welcome to the Heat Team training call. We're just so glad to have you all on. I'm Sandy Tabola, one of the national marketing directors, and we have Nikki is on. She's up at the Lake of the Woods, and so she's on. You just may not see or hear her, but I'm really excited. We have a special guest speaker. Many of you know Jennifer Myers. I'm going to introduce her in a minute, but I want, first of all, Nikki really wanted me to share our summer incentives, and I'm just going to go briefly over them because Jennifer will also, and I want to give her as much time, she will also be talking about them. This is just such a great time to be doing our business because these incentives go from June, July, and August, and all partners can take advantage of this. And so what all it is adding 5 new AROs for each of the 3 months. So that'll add up to 15. And so your goal is, or a new person's goal is 5 new customers each month. However, if they get started a little late this month and maybe do 2 or 3, they can make up for it. It's a total of 15 over the 3 months. Then, and if you are doing that, you get a free Juice Plus Live ticket, which is amazing. And then promote 2 level 1 Partner Plus team members. And so that is, as you know, and I'm going to let Jennifer talk a little bit more about that, but as you know, that is our first level of promotion. So 2 people, you help them do that, and you get a $150 gift card in addition. And then you could promote 1 level 1 QSC team member. And what level level 1 means they're either directly under you or you're the one working in that line, and you get a $250 gift card for a total of $400 plus the Juice Plus Live ticket. So that's amazing. And note that one of the Partner Plus team members can become your QSC. So we're always looking for 5 new customers a month anyway, right? And a new team member we bring on to Partner Plus and 1 to QSC. So basically it's super simple. That's what that is. And wanted to make sure you knew just that it's in the forefront of your mind and you're making your list of people that you want to talk to about any of these things. And I'm going to stop share. Awesome. And now I'm going to introduce our speaker. And I will tell you that I met Jennifer and Sean Myers at Winterfest many years ago. And I was super impressed with Jennifer because they were both young school teachers, and she was the very first one that saw the opportunity and was brave enough to jump out and go for it. And so I admire her. She's amazing. And I want to make sure that I get some of this in, though, that is so, she has been with Juice Plus, Jennifer Myers, with Juice Plus for over 33 years. And you all know her Showtime husband, Sean, and they're both members of the 100 Club. And they were honored to win the first Elton Award for the largest growth in sales and income by a 39 Club member. In 2011, they were awarded the Founders Award. And that is really prestigious. If you hear about our founders, yeah, they are part of the founders team, which is amazing. Their business has created an amazing, adventurous life. Always seeking adventures, they spent 15 months on their 50-foot catamaran. Can you imagine? Sailing with their 2 children, Michaela and Jake. Their adventures took them from the Caribbean to Australia. Jennifer and Sean live in Denver, Colorado, and are so grateful for their business and the life it has created for their family. So I'm going to let you take it away now, Jennifer.
Okay, thanks, Sandy. It's so good to see your face and see everybody. So thank you for having me on tonight, and I'm just happy to share a little bit that hopefully will help people, inspire people, and get some people into action. So just a little bit of our story. Sean and I got started when we were 23 and 24 years old. We had both graduated from the University of Kansas in business. Actually, I was not a school teacher. Sean did teach accounting at the University of Kansas. I did not. I don't think I would have been a very good school teacher. But what we did is we graduated and we backpacked around the world for a year because my husband loves adventures. If you know Sean, you know he loves adventures. And we had this amazing year, and we came back, and then we were broke. Of course, we were penniless and in a little bit of debt. And it was that time of life where it's like, okay, time to go get our real jobs, right? And so I was waitressing, waiting to where Sean would get his real job. And then, if we moved, then I would find my real job, right? Well, thankfully, somebody thought enough of us to share this company with us. And I am so grateful. Now, Sean was negative. He was so skeptical. He literally thought it was a scam. But I saw a way to make an extra, maybe a few $100s. I was waitressing, right? We were living off my lunch tips. I couldn't even work a night shift because we only had one little car between the two of us, and I couldn't walk home from the restaurant at night. So that's where we were in life. I mean, little itty bitty tiny horrible apartment, but willing. And what happened was very quickly, Sean, I drugged Sean to a meeting finally. And he saw a big picture, and he literally got out there and said, wow, you know what? I see that this is a great company. This is, great leadership team. I was having some success. And he said, I wonder if we treated this like a business, maybe we wouldn't have to go out and get real jobs. And that's exactly what happened. He dove in then, really, it was him in the beginning for sure, and went to the top of the marketing plan, national marketing director in 18 months. And then I was doing a couple of other jobs. I was selling computers and different things. And I'm watching him going, okay, he's traveling, he's growing. He literally, his expense allowance as a national marketing director was more than I was making full time. There he is right now.
And that was awesome.
And so I'm like, okay, now I want to come back and join you in what you're doing. And, then we got my position to national marketing director about 18 months later. So we were, in our 20s still, both national marketing directors. Incredible income, like pinching ourselves, working hard. Okay, you guys, working hard. But our philosophy is work hard and play hard. And when we were in our upper 20s, we bought a 40-foot sailboat and lived on our boat in, off the coast of Miami, and just had an absolute blast doing that. And I love to share that because never forget how cool it is that you get to design your life with this, and that you get to work where you want, when you want, do as much or as little as you want, right? And I mean, today with one of these, holy smokes, I mean, you get to literally do this from a phone anywhere around the world, with the apps and the technology that we have today. And I never take that for granted, because we still like to do crazy things, and not quite as adventurous, but really fun. And we're moving around a lot. We had a couple of kids, Jake and Michaela. They're both out of college now and doing fantastic. And I'll tell you, one of my favorite things about this is that I really got to be the mom that I wanted to be. We were the parents we wanted to be. We were super involved in their school and their sports and going to tournaments like nonstop all the time. Parents used to be like, how do you guys get to be at everything? It's like both of you are at everything. It's like, oh, because we can design it that way, and I treasure that we had that opportunity to do that. And that is because of this business. And, when our kids were 8 and 10, then as Sandy mentioned, we bought a 50-foot catamaran and we sailed from the Virgin Islands to Australia. That's halfway around the world. And it was amazing, this amazing adventure, and literally gone for 15 months. And our checks never went down. Okay, now keep in mind, we had already built a huge team. We already had incredible leadership, and lots of frontline national marketing director legs that we're duplicating. But think about how amazing that is, you guys. It's so cool that we were able to do that and then step right back into our business and fire it right back up again. So it was already fired up without us. That's what was cool, is it was duplicating, right, without us. And I love that. And you know what, just the fact, you guys, that we get to do something that is making such an impact on people, helping people in so many ways, their health, their ability to bring some extra income in. And let me tell you, there are more and more people that need that. As a matter of fact, Sean was just talking today, and he said, where did you read that, honey? That just about who was reporting that the stimulus money is running out.
I'll give you a couple of things.
He's
This is
gonna
actually really cool.
chime in.
I'm coming in. So Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan Chase, he actually talked about the fact that the stimulus money and people's accounts, because we flooded the entire economy with all the stimulus money, right? And it's been part of the reason that we've had such a labor shortage, because people actually had some cush. And that cush is running out. And there's two separate articles. He talked about that. And in another article, I read that the amount of the purchasing that's been happening over the last 2 years, year and a half, really, it's been very accelerated, has been coming off a debit card. And the debit card purchases in the last 3-4 months have gone down to nothing, and it's all gone credit card. So instead of coming directly out of their account, their checking account, people are financing it now on credit cards with interest rates going up. That's not a good idea. But I want to actually throw a little bit more into that, because we've been talking about the Great Resignation. We've been talking about how what we have, people want. They actually had a chance to go home and figure out that they could design a life that was different than the cubicle farm that they had before. And I don't like to show this. This is embarrassing. I shouldn't show this. This is art. When you're over 50, you're art. And 50 used to be old. 50's not old anymore, but you become part of art, right? And you get discounts, so you go ahead and get the damn card. But this is the art bulletin. And what's it say? It says the truth about aging. Older Americans are redefining health, wealth, and the goals for long life, what this means for you. And I opened it up, and the first page was they're redefining the creation of what they want to have happen. Now that's older Americans. Guess what I've been seeing in all the magazines for the last 10 years? Young people are redefining the way work and play should be done. They're redefining the way that goals and their achievement should be measured. They want to actually make a difference, not just make a living. It's all coming together. I don't care if you're young, old, or middle, people want what we have. And here's the thing. What they need today is different than what they need tomorrow. If the savings runs out, it goes from a want or a wish to a have to. Yep. Guys, this is going to be an amazing summer. You want to take advantage of it.
Yep, absolutely. Thanks. Okay. Okay. So let's dive in from there. All right. And really wrap your mind around that. Like we have solutions, you guys. You guys know that we are the solution for just about everything you can think of, including community, because people need community more than ever. So let's talk about team building. We were going to talk about like some speed and getting distributors off to a good start, right? So I always like to start with the whole idea, that, well, success comes from having some clarity, knowing where you want to go, your vision, your goals, the rewards that come from that, have that crystal clear, and be optimistic, you guys. Often things work because of optimism. So imagine it, put it in your mind, think about it. They say you should visualize and see it and feel it and smell it and just like really wrap your heads around that, because that helps you to actually create it. That helps your brain, and it helps that everything click in. That is the new neuroscience information out there. So do that. Think about, what do you want a team to look like? What do you want your culture to look like? Do you want to have a fast growing team and creating some speed for yourself and your new partners, right? And just know that you get to draw a line in the sand. at any moment, right? You can draw a line in the sand and start from today, right now. So let's talk a little bit about philosophy real quick. First of all, speed is a mindset and it's a decision to go fast. You can just decide to go fast, right? And then you can duplicate what you do, right? Speed creates focus and it creates momentum. And you know what? You need that momentum, and the momentum needs focus, all right? Speed also covers up for some things, especially for a new partner, maybe as they're just getting started and maybe they have a lack of knowledge, because you get the knowledge by doing, right? That's the best learning. The learning comes from the doing. And when you're going fast as a new partner, you might not have all that knowledge. You might not have that confidence, but the speed makes up for that, if that makes sense. It can even make up for lack of vision, right? Maybe the vision comes later, but speed creates results, and those results build vision, right? And it builds a story, and it builds that momentum, and it's magnetic, and you will attract more people because of the speed. And we've always said, I'm sure you've heard this, that it's easier to go fast than slow in our business. And it is, because in going fast, you create magnetic energy and stories that other people are drawn into. All right. So how do you create speed? Well, first of all, it's got to be simple. What you're doing has to be simple and duplicatable, and everybody's doing it. Okay. So you really want your system to be in a place where everybody knows it. Everybody's doing it. It works, right? And it looks simple. Like somebody would look at what you're doing and say, okay, that looks simple. I think I could do that. That is the goal that you're going for.
All right, we have a surprise guest.
Oh.
This is Alana. We've known since she was 4 years old, been on the product her whole life. She is rocking it. So Alana, when did you graduate from high school? That's what people say to her now. She's old.
29.
29, almost 30 years old.
Woo.
And Alana has drawn the line in the sand that Jennifer was just talking about. We had David Phillips here, and you invited how many people?
47.
And how many people said they were going to come?
11.
How many people came?
6.
And that's what I call rocking it. That's what it takes to make the business go.
Woo!
Just wanted you to know that Alana got the butts and seats contest at this one. $100 high five.
Woo-hoo!
She just dropped something off and I wouldn't let her go. I said, I want to hear this.
Well, hello, Juice Plus fam.
This is the heat team. Here's the Nikki Cotton Steve.
Oh, fun. Okay. Oh, that's cute. The heat thing. I like that.
You guys just never know who's going to drop in next. So funny. Okay. So anyway, speed is good. And there's a great example of how you create speed. You get into activity. And Alana's doing a great job of that. And it's a mindset and it's a decision. She made a decision and that's it, right? And she just did it. She said, I am not quitting until I've got this many yeses and et cetera. So let's switch gears here for just a second. I wanted to maybe just show a little bit of some slides. Can I share my screen, Sandy?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I wanted to just show just a little bit of slides here that I think might be helpful. Really talking about mindset of being a great sponsor. Okay, you have to let me turn now.
Okay,
What are you going to say? You're not in here.
I just did it with her.
Okay.
So this is real. This is live. This is real time right now. I said in our conference call earlier today and last night that if you really want to kick the ass in the summertime with the new contest, do it every month, right? Go out and get 15 customers, get 2 partner pluses and get a QSC. That's how you build momentum. That's how you kick it, right? And she said, I'm going to do the contest. I said, you should do it every month. She goes, well, do you get the money if you do it every month? I said, I don't know. If they don't pay it, I will. Tell your people you'll pay it.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, tell your people you'll
I like
pay it.
that.
Who will go? Let's go. Let's go. It's easier to do goals that are given to you than it is to create them. Give your people some new goals.
There you go. Good idea, honey. I love it.
Hey,
Okay,
hey, Jennifer,
now I'm
I
gonna
think
go-
we're gonna have to,
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to extend this training. Don't worry about time. Just keep going.
Sorry. Okay. All right. So let's just talk about the mindset of bringing people in and how you're going to do that, right? And how you're going to build that team. And maybe you're just starting from scratch, or maybe you need to draw a line and just reframe and start again. A lot of times we tell people, you know, it's like the team that you have right now, which it's easy to just interact with those people, right? They all love you and they want you and they want your time, and it feels so good and warm and fuzzy. And that's easy. What is more challenging is to get out there and find those new people and go back to, you know, recruiting mode, go back to, I'm bringing people in frontline, right? So let's talk about this. I'm sure you guys have seen this at some point. I still love it. And it's really that idea that there's so many reasons that people come in to do this business, right? Like this first gal, that there's a community of like-minded people. The second gal, I get paid to share my story and be myself and connect with people in a real way, you know, connection, values. The guy, I'm partnering with a 50-year-old company that's both stable and innovative, you know, that said, this guy probably loves the research, he loves the facts, all of those things. And then this gal, I get to be a stay-at-home parent and contribute to our household income, right? A few extra $100. What is that started this? I never thought, I wasn't looking down the road at national marketing director or any of that. And actually most of our NMDs on our team are the same. They came in for that little part-time extra money and then fell in love with the community, you know, and then fell in love with the, you know, everything that we've got, right? And, you know, this guy who, you know, he's into systems and he's got the tools available, all that. So different people are coming into this for different things. And therefore, you got to have different doors. They're going to walk through different doors to say yes. You know, so you might, that's why we have to have different events for people. You know, maybe you're doing attracting people through some business events. Maybe they're raving fans that are coming in. Maybe they went to a fantastic talk. And as Alana said, we had Dr. David Phillips here. And, you know, we had a great event and we had people that signed on as partners from that and the Build Your Life event that followed that, right? So, and they signed up that day because that event was enough to push them over the line. They got enough information. Maybe you're a coffee person. Let's get together one-on-one and do coffee. It doesn't matter. All of these work. I should have social media up there because that works for some people too. And you get to choose, right? You're the CEO of your business. So you get to choose, but you've got to get out there among people and you've got to get them to events. Simple. Everything should be as simple as possible, but no simpler. Brilliant. And that's where we are. And I want to talk about this mindset real quick. When you bring on a new person, our first days, it's actually more days. It's easier for go than stay in the beginning, right? And especially if there is confusion. If there's any confusion,
Jennifer, we lost you
yeah.
for a minute. So just repeat the last maybe paragraph.
Oh, it says your internet connection is unstable. Okay. Just like in the first 30 days or so, especially, it's easier for people to go, right? And especially if there's any confusion. All right. It's easy for them to just go, you know, okay, I'll stand the product, whatever, but I'm not really into it, or I have fear, or I don't know really what to do. And there's a place then where they cross over the line to where it's easier to stay. And what gets them to where it's easier to stay? Well, there's a handful of things. One, a system that everyone knows and is using. Okay. That you have to be very clear on your systems, you guys. And I'm not telling you what system to do. Our team has, we do the Freedom Revolution system with those Partner Plus worksheets onto the QSC worksheets. We follow that. I will say that we're starting to look at implementing the Wheel of Success because success leaves clues, and that team is really exploding. And I'm like, I'm teachable, so, and I like it because I think it is a little bit simpler, that graphic and that Wheel of Success, there's a lot of brilliance in there. So we're looking at that, but then that's your system, right? You got to nail that down. I don't change systems lightly or easily because that creates confusion, right? So your team needs simple, they need clear direction, okay? Also, something that makes it so that it's easier for them to stay is to have an emotional impact, that they've had something that has gotten them emotionally. That could be a product result, right? People have emotions around our product. That could be our community. Maybe they came to an event and they felt really warm and included and loved on, right? Maybe it's a financial piece where they got a bonus or two and they're super excited about that. Does that make sense? So something that's happening that gives them some sort of an emotional good feeling, right? And then the fourth thing is if your system produces financial results of any kind, that is going to make it easier for them over that line. And it takes a little time to get them over the line. And definitely your partners need clear direction. You want everybody rowing in the same direction. It's so much easier. One thing I'll suggest is as you're bringing in new partners is an easy assignment. Okay. Something to see if they're actually engaged and they're going to do anything at all. And so you might have a welcome video or something like that is so easy for them to do. And guess what? Your video is going to create some vision and give them a story, and it can do a lot of things, but it's an assignment and you're going to see right away, are they actually going to do anything? Because some people will tell you that they're going to be the most amazing thing since sliced bread and do nothing. We've got plenty of those people. So think about that piece. And then what are we doing? We're inviting into a next step, right? So what step are we inviting into? And you guys follow the worksheets, by the way, please. I'm not going to go through that because I don't think I need to. You guys can look at those worksheets and see what to do on the Partner Plus and the QS. So much thought went into those, and that was all based on what successful people do to launch their business. And then how can we simplify it? How can we make it even simpler? How can we make it even simpler? That's what the time was spent. But think about events, because events is, I think, absolutely key to our business. And whether they're online events or they are in-person events, I think a mixture of both is really the way to go. But try to make it interesting, make it fun, make it educational, make it different if you can, because that makes a difference if people will show up. We feel like we've just seen a shift a little bit in that people are, what's the word I'm going to use? They're so discerning with their time that it's like, what's in it for me? They're always asking, what's in it for me? Am I going to have fun? Am I going to be intrigued? Am I going to meet interesting people? All of those kinds of things, right? So put some thought into your events. We're doing sip and shines. That's been a really fun one for us, where we've done this over Zoom during the lockdown, and it was easy to invite into, where people are putting omegas on their face for a little facial, little girls' night out. It's been really fun. So, and have the mindset that Juice Plus and our events are a gift. We are absolutely giving people a gift of our inspiration, education, time, and solutions. All right. And then the three-way connections. And I think you guys, your team you guys are masters at three-way connections from what I know of you guys. And Nikki, I know, has just done a brilliant job of bringing you guys up in this culture of three-way connections. And they can be on Zoom. It could be a phone call. Phone calls are back to working better, I feel like, these days. It could be, you could do three ways connecting people through Voxer or Messenger chat. The Messenger chat ones I think are super cool, and especially for busy people. So we've got some people who are really, yep.
Jennifer, do you want to stop share so we can see more of you?
Okay. I'm going to share a few more ideas,
Okay,
and then
great.
I'll do that. Okay.
Okay, great.
Next idea. And remember, I'm on your phone, so I'm probably,
I don't think you have the right
probably
screen up.
teeny. What do you mean?
What screen should be showing?
My PowerPoint?
It was the first one the whole time.
Oh, the slides aren't advancing?
No.
Wow. Well, I had great slides, you guys. There we go.
Now they're up.
Okay. I pulled it up with there's easier to go or easier to stay. This would have made a lot more sense with slides. There's your system that everyone knows, and simple and emotional impact, financial results. A welcome video is an easy assignment. Oh, I'm so sorry, you guys. Just an example of a fun rooftop event that we did, and that this is a gift. I'm so sorry. Three-way connections. Again, I think you guys have this mastered on three ways, but just realize that nothing builds confidence like small wins and successes. Okay. So with those new reps, you guys, new partners that we're bringing on, just little tiny wins that you can celebrate, that you can recognize, give them an attaboy, and okay, let's do it again. Let's repeat it, and let's repeat it a lot. Okay. And as we said, everybody's different. Everybody's different. You guys, you get to do this business in the way that you want to do this business. And we do it all very differently. I like to call it freedom in a framework. We've got this framework of things that happen, but within that framework, you have the freedom to create and do this in a way that resonates with you and makes you super happy. All right. So, and when I say repeat it a lot, I'm going to show you something. I will stop share for this. Yeah, I will stop share for this. This is a folder that we've kept, and it's just kind of funny. Back in the old days, we used to do our applications, right? Pen on a contract. And in that contract was this little, very thin sheet. We called this the yellow page, the yellow sheet. Oh, there's Bill Pearson, right? So this is one of the pages that we would keep as the sponsor. And these are our yellow sheets. Now, keep in mind, this is from before we started doing technology, right? But this is just to give you a visual of how many people we started. Oh, and then we went to pink. How many people we started frontline to us, okay, to give us the team that we have today. Well, not even, because that doesn't even count all the people we brought in once we had technology. So when I say a lot, that doesn't look like, oh, I sponsored 5 people this year. No, you're sponsoring, you're sponsoring, you're sponsoring, you're sponsoring. And out of that, you're going to get a percentage of people who say, let's go. Okay. So when we talk about speed, it's numbers. Nothing will beat those numbers. There's just nothing that's better than that. That's why with Alana going, okay, I invited 47 people to this event. And guess what? Out of those people that couldn't come, now she's got all these conversations to follow up on. So that's what it looks like to create speed. And what I want to say is it's worth it. It's not always easy. That's the hard work. You know, you look at the iceberg with the, the tip of the iceberg, and then what's underneath the iceberg. That's what's underneath the iceberg, is just a whole lot of conversations, a whole lot of activity, a whole lot of following up. And all of that gets it all moving. So I hope that helps. So when you think about launching those new partners, having the right mindset, I got to get them over that line, right? And keep them long enough for them to have an experience, right? So that is a skill in itself, celebrating them, all of that, inviting into those next steps, promoting the events, starting your team well in your system. For some of you, social media will be part of the formula, and some of you not. I did not build my business at all on social media. Have not. I'm not saying I won't. I might still. I just haven't done it yet. But as your skills go up, your confidence goes up, right? And as your confidence goes up, that causes you to take more action and get more results, and makes you want to learn more, right? And it's like, first you're the student, then you're the teacher, then you're the student. I'm always a student. I am a perpetual student. I love to learn. And I think that's been part of our success formula as well. So what I'll say about the summer incentive is, well, Sean already said it, right? I mean, this is the perfect time to draw a line in the sand. 15 new customers. Why don't you just knock that out this month? We could all do it. We totally could all do that. That's what my goal is. I'm like, let's go. Let's just check mark that one. And then that is the key. You have to have that one to get into the second step, which those 2 new partner pluses. And if you're getting 15 new AROs, you're probably going to have people in there that will be, potential distributors. I will tell you, with the Wheel of Success, that whole formula, the mindset is, we invite everybody into the business because everybody deserves their $100. Everybody deserves their $100, meaning if they hit that Partner Plus in 10 days, they get that $100 bonus, right? Yeah, I think it's brilliant. It's brilliant. And so you get that going on, and then it's not going to be super hard to get somebody to QSC as well, frontline to you. So think about, what if you do this? What if your team does this? What would that mean for your check? What would that mean for your team? What would that do for your life, for the momentum? You're going to have new stories building, new momentum, new fun. So really, if I were you, I would get into your PVC report and find out who on your team wants to go for it, who wants to do this incentive, and lock arms with them and make a plan. Make a plan. Don't leave it to chance. Figure out your DMO, figure out your calendar, mark your big events. The big events go in first, then your heat team events go in next, then your team events for, if you're doing potlucks or salad in jars, or, whatever you're doing, if it's online, doesn't matter. And then what are you doing daily? What's that look like? Your DMO, your 2x2x2x2 activity, your 3-way calls, your one-on-one appointments, your Zooms, all of that fills in around it. And, the time is it's just now to do this. And, I don't know what else to say. It's the activity, and you can do this. Every one of us can do this. And if you guys all set that summer incentive in front of you and make a commitment that I'm doing it, you will. But start now. Don't wait. Start now. And you'll get her done. So sorry we went over, Nikki.
No,
It was,
go
go
ahead.
for it, Sandy. No, you go for it, Sandy.
This is amazing. Thank you. Every minute of it. I love that Sean came in and that Alana came in. You'll have to let us know how Alana does, because it's just, because she kind of stole our hearts. She's amazing. And thank you so much, Jennifer. I love this. I didn't ask you today, but we're looking at the success wheel as well, and it's part of our board. So you all can go check that out, and making things as simple as possible. This always golden. I think we probably all may want to re-listen to this. And someone was making the comment, this is a perfect training for new people, to give them that vision. Just hearing your story, to get that vision is amazing. So I think we are ready. If everyone, Nikki, do you have any last few words?
Just one last thing, Jennifer talked about speed and invitation. In 15 minutes, we have an all men's call. You have 15 minutes to invite as many people as possible to get on that call tonight. It's an amazing call with Lloyd Biggs, soccer extraordinaire, Greg Black, NFL football, past NFL football player, Jeremy Johnson, and Levi Burdick. It's going to be an amazing call. First Tuesday of every month, 7 o'clock, same number, same everything.
That's awesome. Where's that? I want to send that out to my peeps. I don't think I saw that.
I'll send you a flyer.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, you guys be blessed. I love this team, and I'm just so happy to be on. And I know Doug and Chris's buddy just summited Shasta, right?
Oh, Jennifer, that was quite a story, but honestly, it was literally death defying. Doug thought Scott had actually died during one part of their descent. It's just an unbelievable story, but they both came down literally unscathed. After you hear what happened to him, it's unbelievable. But we know that there were at least 4 or 5 miracles that happened, and it's so clear. And the last one, of course, was Scott's amazing save. Eventually the whole story will come out, but they got down to their car safely, and Chris's ashes are at the top of Mount Shasta.
Oh my, wow. Sean and I summited that with Chris years ago, and it's hard. That's what I'll say. But that is one of my treasured memories with Chris was that trip. So I'm so happy that happened. And I'll call you. I want the story. Okay. Bye, you guys. Love you all.
Everyone,
Love that we're
it's
doing this
take
together.
yourself off mute.
Love that.
Bye, thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Jennifer, that was wonderful.
We appreciate it.
Always love hearing from you, Jennifer. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Don't forget to take it off of.
I will.